No answer. No.
What do you want me to
rebuttal?
say? I've said it all. I'm just going to be repeating myself at this point. I mean, since what 2003, I've said it since the beginning. I've met you. You're dumb. You're dumb. That's it. You're dumb. You are dumb.
You are dumb.
Tid. T-I-D. Tyler is dumb. Tid. Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, a different album, and we break it down. We do our due diligence with the lyrics, with the music, everything, and we try to have a good time doing it. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars and 5 stars only. Tell all your friends because we are the best podcast you've ever heard, and I know you got nothing better to do, so you can go follow us on all the social media. That includes TikTok because we just created a TikTok this week, so go follow us on there because we're cool, hip kids. You know how it is. We also have a Discord server. If you want to join that, let us know. We'll send you the link. We also have a phone number. You can call us. You can leave us a voicemail. You can shoot us a text message. The phone number is 503-893-5307, so get into that. Now, Jeff, now that we have the boring intro out of the way, what are we doing today?
We are doing Paramore's Riot.
What's your origin story with Paramore? What do you got? Go.
Who? Magic boy, soldier boy, don't go there. Who?
You.
Why, did you say Bynum?
Yeah, right. Isn't that it? Jason Bynum?
Not in this album.
Oh, am I wrong? Okay, my bad.
I mean,
I
that
fucked
was.
up.
Did you say this album, or just like as a guy that is the son of Andrew Bynum?
No, isn't his last name Bynum?
Yeah, he was on this album though. It was just, that's fine. That's fine.
Wait, is he not or is he?
He is not.
Was.
He is
not.
not.
He's not. Oh,
he is
okay,
not on this. It's just the 4, baby. I mean, there's a lot more than just 4, but
I'm wrong. I stand corrected.
You can sit down. That's not a big deal. My introduction to Paramore was their first album. I mean, there was some buzz going into this in high school. This is right as we were graduating. This was the summer of our graduation of high school. So there was some buzz going around. There's a new pop punk band coming out that's also kind of like emo, that's also kind of like alt rock, has a girl singer. And so of course, people are intrigued. People are interested. We want to hear it because, like I said before, this scene at the time, the early to mid to late 2000s, was a very male-centric scene, especially in the Warped Tour circles, right? Like Warped Tour is it's predominantly male fucking focused. Like, this is straight up what it was.
Yeah, right.
And so when a band was coming out that has a female singer, naturally people were intrigued, and I was too. So when their first album came out, I listened to it. I didn't particularly like it that much. I thought, like, okay, this is okay. And my teenage self was just like, okay, well, the shtick of having a female-fronted singer or a female-fronted band is not enough for me to want to listen again. And so I didn't care. Didn't care until Riot came out. And when Riot came out, oh my God. I was blown away. I still am fucking blown. I swear to you, I still am blown away by this. I cannot fucking believe, because lyrically, whatever, we'll get into it. Superficial, but this album is just so goddamn fucking good. This is unreal stuff. This is pop punk, but better. This is pop punk, but like, we're diving more into nuance of songwriting. We're diving into different genres of music within the songs. There's so much more than this, and I don't want to compare it to any of the other pop punk contemporaries of the time, especially like Blink, because that's just not fair in
That's not fair, yeah.
any way, shape, or form. But
No.
like give a band like take a band like Newfound Glory. Like Newfound Glory are pop punk mainstays no matter what. But dude, they made a lot of music that is not bad, but is completely mediocre. And that is a band that people will die for in the pop punk community. But dude, they've made a lot of music that is completely mediocre and way overrated. So Paramore did something. Paramore shook some feathers and rattled some cages. I'm doing the elbows out thing like Ryan does. Like shake your whole body side to side.
And he puffs out his chest. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot the chest puff. There you go. Oh, you can't see it, everybody.
And then he does the mouth thing, like his mouth turns into like a square. And he grunts. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Kind of like protrude your like lower jaw a little bit.
Yeah. Anybody who knows friend of the pod Ryan knows exactly what we're fucking talking about.
Or just ask for a video and we'll send you a video for sure. I guarantee you we can get him to do a video. But Paramore did something for the scene. I mean, I don't know if you think so. By the end of this episode, I think you will at least acknowledge that they did something for the scene. But Paramore did something for the scene that was much needed. They revitalized a spirit, a passion, and kind of paved the way for other artists. And I'll get into that later on, and specific songs too. But then they also like paid homage to their upbringings. I heard a lot of Jimmy World in this album. I heard a lot of Clarity in this album. I heard a lot of their contemporaries that did it before them. This band was great. This band was great.
So I agree with you that they revitalized this particular genre, but I don't feel like they did it that well. But they definitely brought in a new audience to this kind of style of music. The generation right below us, a little bit younger than us. I mean, by the time this record came out in 2007, we were 20, 21 years old. So we were well past our prime with pop punk, really. I mean, we had our Blink days. We had our Newfound Glory. We had our Yellow Card.
We were past our prime with pop punk, though. I
take it back. I take it back, yeah, because how can I not love Blink? How can I not love Blink? You're right. But that particular era of pop punk was done and over with, and this band was the revitalization. It was the new. They were the new torchbearers. Is that the torchbearers, right?
Kind of, yes.
Of this genre, but I don't feel like they ever did it as well as even a band like Newfound Glory. I like a couple of their albums and some of their other songs. I think they're really good, but Paramore never did anything as good as a lot of the Newfound Glory stuff. At least on the first three records, they never did anything as good as Newfound Glory. But they kind of kept that style going into the next generation, which is great. I mean, if people really connect with their music, that's fucking awesome. But I don't think it really holds weight against the other big pop punk bands of that era.
But they're not just pop punk. That's the big that's the big takeaway.
On this,
Sticks and Stones,
on the first two records,
Glory,
they are.
No, this record is not just pop punk. Like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. That is 100% without a doubt. Nothing else. Pop punk done. That is it. Sticks and Stones, Newfound Glory. That's their second or third album. That is straightforward pop punk. Nothing else. This is early 2000s, leading up to the mid 2000s. This is the Drive-Thru Records era.
I think Sticks and Stones was 2003, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it fucking a year ago? Does it fucking matter? Like what it was?
I'm
early
just saying.
2000s.
I know. I'm
Jesus
just saying,
Christ.
like, kind of giving a perspective.
I'm telling
what
you
we're talking
that these
about.
are early 2000s. 100% nothing but pop punk. There's nothing else there. And honestly, Sticks and Stones, if it wasn't for the nostalgia, I don't know when's the last time you listened to it. It's not that great of an album.
No, Sticks and Stones is not. No.
But even their self-title, the one right before it, that's also not that great of an album overall.
There's a couple duds, but overall, when the songs hit, they hit real hard.
I would drop dead if you could name me any song from their self-titled except for Hit or Miss or Dressed to Kill. I'd fucking drop dead right now because it's not that great album. I'm surprised you fucking knew that one, but okay.
That Second to Last is my favorite Newfound Glory song.
Honestly, though, those two albums are not as great as you think they are compared to like their contemporaries of Blink-182. comparing it to like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which is
Well, I
like
know,
a perfect
but
album.
once again, we cannot compare any band to Blink 182.
I know,
Blink
it's not
182
fair.
when it
It's
comes to
not
pop
fair.
punk. So it's not fair. So why are you
Because
making that
Newfound
comparison?
Glory is mimicking the Blink sound. They are mimicking a direct pop punk sound. They are only doing the pop punk thing. Every song is just driving it forward. There's no ballads. There's no acoustic tracks unless it's an acoustic version of a pop punk song. There's no disco flair. There's no punk edge. There's nothing. It is only pop punk, just like Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. The difference being when Paramore's Riot dropped, because Paramore's first album was very kind of like pop punky with a little bit of that emo flair of the early mid
A little
2000s.
bit.
Riot came along, and now we're incorporating a lot of different elements, a lot of different genres into the pop punk. We are taking the pop punk template, but adding a bunch of toppings to it that are not normal pop punk, and that's why
what they
that's
were
why
adding.
better.
What I feel like they were adding to the Riot record was a little bit more alt rock and worship music. There are moments on
Oh
this
my
record
god!
that
There's one fucking song, dude.
there's two
You're
songs.
blinded by the
no, there's
Hallelujah.
two.
Get out of here.
No, there's two. No, not just
Get out of
Hallelujah.
here, Dustin. Okay.
No, okay. Listen, Linda. Hallelujah is an almost stinker. It's an almost stinker. But there is one stinker on this record.
What is that?
We Are Broken.
Oh.
That is a bad song. A boring ballad, bullshit acoustic guitars, boring ass drums and bass. Nothing goes anywhere. The chorus sounds very worship. It's obnoxious. She has some good vibrato though. I will say I do like her vocals a lot. I think she's a really good singer. But yeah, that song is trash.
Haley Williams reminds me of why we love like Gwen Stefani so much. She's not a great singer. If you hear her live, it's not like, oh my god, she's no fucking Regina Spektor. She knows anybody that is just like, oh my god, I cannot believe you sound better live than you do on album. She's fine, just like Gwen live. She's fine. She's not great, but they know it. Gwen knows it. Haley knows it. She knows she's not a great singer, but she knows she's also kind of like the voice for a generation of people that want to break into the scene, that want to break into the mainstay, but maybe are like apprehensive. Not just females, but kind of like what My Chemical Romance was trying to bring in, but couldn't quite do it. Aside from just like the dumb theater kids, which myself was included, but I don't like My Chemical Romance that much. But like Paramore kind of brought in like these the freaks, the nerds, and the geeks, right? Like all these other people that came in because of Paramore.
Yeah, you're right. It opened they were the oh my god, they were
The gateway, they
gateway
opened the
drug,
floodgates for all these
band,
people that were kind of like underrepresented, and not just based off of race or gender, but based off of like social class.
Yeah.
Like all these people that were kind of like on the fence about coming out as bisexual or gay in high school, now we're okay with it because Haley Williams was kind of like this unseen spokesperson. She made mistakes, and she like the song Misery Business was not the same song when she was 17 as was with 25, and they wouldn't play it anymore because I don't feel the way I do now about that way when I was 17 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they grew as a band, she grew as a person, and she's great. I think she's great.
I like Haley Williams a lot. I really do. I just don't think the rest of the band are that great. I mean, the drummer Zach, he has good parts, good moments, but I mean, I don't know. I could. He's really the. I mean, I'm really kind of splitting hairs. He's just not. I don't know. He's whatever.
And don't forget. This is an album that came out. These people are like 17, 18, so they're writing it when they're 16, 15. So this is a very early on. This is like their fucking. This is like their Cheshire. This is like their Cheshire Cat, right? And like Cheshire
Once
Cat.
again, you can't compare it to Blink.
I know because
You keep doing it.
because Blink is the greatest pop punk thing that has ever existed. That's
I agree.
Not even go into how that's
You can't
not
fight it.
a case. But like this is their Cheshire. This is an album they came out with, and they're writing based off of today's feelings right now, based off of what I like right now, based off of what I know right now. There's no deeper content. There's no deeper meaning to it. But somehow they release an album that does have deeper meaning, that does have like more complex songwriting, that are other genres blended in together, nicer than like anything their kind of pop punk contemporaries at this time had ever done.
But see, I don't agree with that because a band like My Chemical Romance, which obviously they're not a pop punk band, but they were doing a lot of the shit that Paramore was doing before Paramore.
MCR was never as pop punk as this. Never.
No, they weren't. No, that's why I said they weren't.
They were never as alt rock as this. Never. They were never as I mean, they were for sure way more emo, but like pop rock, they never did this until well after Black Parade.
But honestly, what other pop punk bands can you name outside of Blink, Green Day, Newfound Glory, Yellow Card, maybe? What other pop punk bands, like really popular pop punk bands, can you talk about from this era, from the early 2000s?
Well, I mean, Sum 41, Simple Plan, Fall Out Boy.
Sum 40.
There's
Sum 41 was more metal. Fall Out Boy was just.
Day.
But Fall Out Boy was also too quirky. They were too theater kid like, you know.
That's
they
what I'm
tried
saying.
way
See,
too hard.
We're circling around the drain here. We're in the center of the drain is Paramore. Like you don't even realize I love it because I'm going to change you right now. I'm going to change your whole life.
You're
you
not.
Ready? I'm like Jesus coming down from the heavens and what did Jesus do? He turned like water into fucking beer.
I don't know.
Well, supposedly I wasn't there. I didn't see it, therefore I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, maybe he never did.
But I'm gonna change everything you've ever known about pop punk. Is Paramore? Is this what is Paramore? Paramore's got to mean something. We should have looked up the word Paramore. Doesn't Paramore mean something?
It's a French word, but they misspelled it. I forgot what it means now. Fuck, I did look it up, but now I can't remember.
Paramore sounds like
people
a bad
like
thing.
Paramore fans are probably like, you fucking idiots.
I can't believe you fucking do a Paramore podcast and you don't even know that Paramore means. It's a
Paramore. Oh, okay. Paramore is a lover, especially the illicit partner of a married person. So it's a whore. Yeah.
I don't like that.
So
okay, we'll disregard that. We'll pretend that, cut that out in post.
but it's spelled differently. Like the proper spelling is Paramor.
Oh god, it's like that stupid like European spelling where they do like I don't know, Taver, Tavour, or glamour,
or theater,
or with a O-U-R after.
No. Theater is just spelled differently.
Oh, with an R-E instead of E-R?
Yeah, with R instead of the E-R, yeah.
Those Europeans, where they learn how to spell.
But, wait, what was I going to say?
I'm telling you, Paramore, man, this album, Riot, this album did something for the music community. And it spawned, it didn't spawn, it revitalized other things like electro pop. There would be, honestly, I believe there would be no Kesha, there would be no Lights, there would be no other electro pop, dream pop stuff if it wasn't for this.
There would be no Olivia Rodrigo, more current, because she straight up lifted the melody from Misery Business. The vocal melody.
That is true.
There'd be no her without that song, without Misery Business.
And I mean, she just sells a fucking insane amount of records.
Yeah.
But
you know what I was really surprised about this week was how many records Riot sold. It sold over like 3-4 million records. I was shocked.
Because everybody liked it.
Not everybody.
You couldn't see my mouth.
Fleetwood Mac.
You couldn't see my mouth, but it was very like aggressively over the top, condescending, like you know what I mean? Like you're mouthing the words. Everybody liked it, like Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
He shows his teeth a lot.
You got to clap with every syllable. You know, that's what you got to do to really kind of emphasize the douchebaggery that you just, you know.
Oh, honestly, like Kesha's album, her first album didn't drop until years after this. Lights, right? She didn't drop albums until a year or two after this. This whole like female fronted singer songwriter electro pop stuff. I don't want to say it's because of this, but I think this is because it came out at its time and because it was what it was. Right? A female-fronted pop punk band that is dabbling in other genres. I think you have to acknowledge that this had to be a part of the resurgence of this electropop stuff that was kind of like dead after the 80s, after like grunge killed it. And so I think this album is more important to the scene than just being a worse pop punk album than Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
I agree. I agree with its importance to the scene, but I still don't believe it's a very good record.
Bitch, we haven't even
I
got
don't
into the
think this-
record yet.
I
You
know,
kidding me
I
right now? You
know.
joking my ass right now?
I know. So I mean, we did kind of talk about "We Are Broken." Does that song sit with you anywhere?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it sits with me somewhere. It's a fucking okay song.
It's an okay. Do you have any stinkers though?
No, that's stupid.
No. Okay.
You're dumb.
Well,
I hate you.
I do, and that is a
Die.
stinker. So let's jump into.
What was the other one you hated? Hallelujah.
Oh, that was so subtle. Yeah. Hallelujah. That's
Hallelujah.
an almost stinker for me.
Hallelujah is also an okay song for me. I would never skip it. But it's an okay song.
All right. I mean, this is another song that is very worshipy sounding, and it makes sense because she does talk a lot about God and her faith, and where they came from was it was very religious, and she was young, naive a little bit, some might say. So it makes sense that she writes songs like this, and kind of when you
from
really
like fucking Mississippi and shit. Like, of course
Tennessee,
they're
but
going
that's
to be
fine.
like, she's from Mississippi.
Was she from Mississippi? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they're from they formed in Tennessee, but like
Tennessee.
they're
The
she's
record
from
label put them
Mississippi.
together. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's not true, but okay,
It pretty much is.
okay, that's fine.
It pretty much is. But anyway, yeah, Hallelujah. This it's just a ballad, just a slower jam. I can't get into it. What do you? I mean, what do you really? How do you really feel about this one?
I don't care. We can just move on because there's plenty of other bangers that we can spend way more time talking about.
All right, we can.
Literally don't care. What's your
Literally.
1B? What's your 1B?
Well, before we get into that, because I feel like we have to get into Misery Business, because we already played it. But all right, let's get into Misery Business because we haven't talked about it yet.
We have not.
So-
we played it. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what do you have on Misery Business? What are your thoughts on this one?
What is your biggest B? I guess
My biggest B is not Misery Business. But
what is this a B at all?
Yeah, it's my 3B. Misery
Okay.
Business is my 3B.
I thought you would hate this. This is my 2B. I thought you would hate this because of that intro. It's very theater
Yeah,
kid intro.
I hate that intro.
I know, but it's just like the quick intro. After that little, after that stops, then you get that right. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And what does Haley say before that kicks in? She's like, I
Something
want to
about
hear
the
that
snare.
snare.
Hit that
yeah, I
snare.
wanna hear that snare. Ugh, so lame.
Yeah, but like, you gotta think, right? This is.
I mean, I know she's
they're
like
excited.
17.
They just
Yeah,
wrote a
I know,
fucking
I
song
know.
that is like objectively catchy. They just wrote a song that's fucking like
It is.
objectively great. They're super stoked about it. When you're Travis Barker doing it at the age of 40, that's a different story.
Yeah,
When you're
I know.
doing that shit, that's a different story.
So
When you're 17,
embarrassing.
it's cute. It's cute kid stuff. That's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
But dude, like so there's these little the high lead guitar single notes, like the that's my favorite part of the whole song. Those are my favorite
Really?
parts of the whole song.
Just that part?
Absolutely. Just that one part. Love it.
I think just the main chorus, that melody, that chorus is just it's so catchy. Like it's unforgettable. Like you cannot get that chorus out of your head. It's totally earworm. That's my favorite part of the song.
This is so like the biggest parts of this album. So my bangers as opposed to my okay songs are just worlds apart. There's no like transition between the two. It's either like this is for sure an okay song. Like come on. Or it's like this is for sure a banger. There's no middle ground for me. So either they write a fantastic fucking song that is just this unreal to me, or they write a song that I could completely do without. And what I think they do best are two things. One are their little pre-choruses where they drop into their chorus. I think they do that super well. They build it up. And the way they roll into their chorus, I think is great. Their choruses generally tend to be very bouncy, be very fun, to be very easy to like ease into, to get into, to sing along to remember. I like all that.
Yeah, the pre-chorus in this song, it does build up because I feel like the verses are the weakest part. It's very just like staccato, like dun, dun, ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba, ba. It's very theater. It's very theater kid. And I understand they're 17, they don't know better. But after that point, you hit that pre-chorus and it builds really nice into that very soaring, catchy chorus. And that part is really solid. And not only that, I think their drummer is I think he is good.
I think he's great.
Zach is a good drummer. He has some good parts, and goddamn, does he fucking hit that drum kit hard? Like it sounds like he breaks a stick every song, like at least one stick every song. At how hard he hits everything.
I think he's like legit top tier B team pop punk drummer.
Okay, that's fair. He has catchy enough beats. He has catchy enough parts to really kind of set himself apart from. I don't know who. I don't know what other pop punk drummer, but
I mean,
it's
always going to fall back on Travis. Like how does he compare to Travis? Like somebody who did it perfectly. Yeah. How does he compare to that? And he keeps songs interesting. Everything is not just the same fill. He does different fills. They're basic fills, but they're different fills. And there's stuff that he does, and I don't know a whole lot about drum techniques and terminology, but there's a couple things I wrote down here that are slightly more complex, like Dave Grohl kind of complex.
Okay.
And Dave Grohl's, we love Dave Grohl.
I love Dave Grohl. His drumming is. Yeah, his drumming, yeah. I mean, he is a good guitar player, though. He is a really good guitar player.
Yeah.
But he doesn't show it with the Foo Fighters, but he is a really good guitarist.
I do like the chorus, or I do like the verses in this one. I like the verses because they build into themselves. They stand on their own as a direct contrast to the chorus. Like they're muddy, they're heavy, they're a little bit complex because the guitar parts are playing that melody. It's very subtle. It's kind of choppy. It's kind of sloppy a little bit. And she just
sings in a little bit of a lower register.
Yeah, well. and she's just kind of like just throwing him out there. Like she's like aggressive and a little bit more angsty, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I like this song.
Because she's so upset in this song. The lyrics, she's so upset and sad and... Oof. Man, I could not relate to this one. I don't know.
I don't know. There's an acoustic version of this song that's like an official acoustic version, which I don't... I like acoustic versions of songs, but you got to pick and choose a song. This is not a song that you do acoustic, and it sounded like shit.
Yeah, not at all.
I hated it. Did not like it at all. Would never play
it. Was so cheesy.
It was terrible.
It was so cheesy.
It was bad. No, it was bad. It was awful.
You're talking about the final song on the deluxe version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one. It's not good.
Because they do a lot of songs acoustic, like live, that just they flow nicely. They reimagine them as acoustic tracks. But this one, they're keeping the pace, the tempo, the BPMs, and it's like, dude, no.
It does not work. I didn't listen to I didn't listen to any other acoustic songs or acoustic renditions, but yeah, this one sucks. Straight up sucks. But I don't know. Do we have anything else musically, or should we jump into the lyrics?
We could do lyrics.
All right. So what do you have on these ones?
The song's about Josh. Straight up. Haley liked Josh in their teens, and he didn't like her back. That's what this song is about. We can get into like the nuance of it, but that is what it is about, and that is what they said. That's what she said, and he confirmed many years after the release of the song. And that's it.
But when you kind of read about the how the song came about lyrically, she didn't want to release it, or she didn't want these lyrics in the song because she just thought they weren't very good, but he kept pushing for them, and I kind of wondered, was he pushing because he knew it was about him, and he kind of wanted that kind of like, oh, I'm a cool guy, girls like me, and things like that. Did you get that? Did you kind of get that when you read it? Because I did.
The more I read about like Josh, the more I think he's just vanilla, plain old people. Don't care, but when him and Haley get together, I think they can write just some phenomenal fucking songs. But I think like, and she kind of did him dirty too a little bit, like the whole like signing to Atlantic. It was just her being signed and not the band, and yeah, that like,
surprised me.
Clearly, when you have a female fronted band and someone as attractive as she is, like people are going to gravitate towards Paramore and think like, oh, that's Haley Williams, like that's what that is, and they're going to forget
that's what they did with
band.
No Doubt.
Yeah, but like luckily Gwen was on top of that shit from the beginning, and the band. And to be fair, like No Doubt, like the entire group was on Gwen's side from the beginning.
they were
But
way better songwriters, musicians. In every
Easy there,
aspect.
Tiger, reeling it.
Get out of here!
That was during it. That was the
Oy.
'90s. That was even worse than
Oy.
2000. Come on, that was even worse. My God, I mean, there's so many interviews where you see in like the early '90s where like guys are talking to everybody in the band except for Gwen, and everybody in the band is just like, you should ask Gwen. She wrote that song. You should ask Gwen. She's the one that came up with that riff. You should ask Gwen. Like that is a band in a time where they knew that they were doing something that was not necessarily taboo, but for sure unheard of. For sure, they thought that this is probably not going to go anywhere. And then doing like third wave ska on top of that too. Like you're a time bomb. You're a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, you are.
But like here we have a band that is not like a ticking time bomb. You can progress further than that. There are bands that started as pop punk and did other things and got better and made a career out of it. Sum 41's one of them. Green Day is kind of one of them.
Paramore is one of them.
Descendants fucking have been around. Screeching Weasel. All these bands have been around for decades that have done it. And so we have a band here, but because she's a female and because she has like that bright colored hair, like that is what the masses are following. That is what kind of like the press is jumping on top of. And I think that didn't sit well with Josh. I think there's a little jealousy in that. And then I think there's a little conceit in Haley with that. I think that kind of went to her head a little bit because like honestly, I didn't think it was as great, but you liked it. But there's a different songwriting approach to Paramore's Paramore than there was to their previous album, the Blind Eye, Brand New Eyes.
Brand New
There's
Eyes.
like,
Yeah. Oh,
there's
totally.
a
Totally.
clear fucking change in songwriting, and that is because they lost two members. And I don't know if that's an emotional thing or if that's because like Josh was a very important part in the songwriting process. And then when you dissect some of these songs and you realize, just from what you read on the internet, who fucking knows what's real? But you see that Josh is writing a lot of these songs, and all Haley is doing is adding the lyrics, not the melody, but the lyrics. You realize, like, I don't know, these are two completely different bands and two completely different iterations of this band. That I don't think Josh was right for the band, but I think he was like the best part of the band. But then I don't think the band would have been anything without Haley. But I think she was also kind of the demise of the band. There's a lot of these things going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of different
I agree.
moving pieces.
I didn't realize that Josh wrote, the guitarist wrote that much of their music up until he left the band. And I agree with you. There was a huge stylistic change after he left the band. I think it was for the better. I know you obviously disagree with that wholeheartedly, but I think Haley is a better songwriter. She had more to do with the songwriting after he left the band. I mean, what was the guitarist's name? I can't remember his name right now, but he also wrote a lot of the music as well with Haley. But I felt like it was in a more mature, it was in a less constrictive style too. Like I felt like when Josh was writing, it was like, we're only going to make rock music. We're only going to make pop rock music, pop punk music. We're only going to do this one thing. And it wasn't until he left where I felt like Haley was like, okay, now I kind of want to branch out and do shit I want to do without, this older person, this person that I've looked up to, that I've admired since I was a kid. I mean, she wrote a song like...
It was a year older.
She wrote
That's
Misery...
fine, though.
But still, she had this infatuation with him when she was a kid. So she's always going to have that subconsciously. She's always going to have that view of Josh. It's like what he thinks is best is what's probably best for the band. And it wasn't until he left and all that shit went down that she realized, oh, maybe I should start writing more of the music. And that's why we get Paramore's Paramore and After Laughter, which I think are better records. But I know you don't agree. But I feel like he was holding her back. Josh was holding Haley back.
That's fucking that's absolutely nuts. Like I cannot be more on the opposite end of that.
I think
stick.
Josh is just so vanilla.
Cannot believe it.
I think his music is so vanilla. It really is the Foo Fighters of pop punk.
He writes.
That's what they are.
This album specifically brings out the best in the bass playing and the drumming. The way these songs are written. And I mean, not just like Fences, and that's my 1B. Fences, which is a bass-driven song.
Is that really 1B? Okay.
Yeah, dude, Fences is fucking, come on, it's a banger. But like
right.
The way they write songs on this album, this one in particular, the way they write songs on this it brings out the best in the bass playing. It brings out the best in the drumming. Not just because it was like, okay, pause for a drum fill, pause for a drum solo. No, it's we are now incorporating the drumming into the songwriting process. We are incorporating the bass playing. And don't forget, they have this fucking studio guy that's worked with like your boys in the Mars Volta and Nine Inch Nails. Like, who gives a fuck, man? And they're bringing this outsider into this band after they had a core person leave the band. Now they're bringing in a ringer, essentially. And that's why I feel like their pop albums are so disingenuous. I think they're so superficial. I think they're so fucking phony. They're so fake. I'm even more mad now than I was before. I really am.
That's fine.
So upset.
I don't care. We love you and I both love pop records. We love NSYNC. We love Backstreet Boys. You know, we love this stupid ass pop music.
Oh my god!
I don't give
so
a
funny.
fuck. I don't. If Haley Williams decides to bring in these outside producers or maybe even songwriters, I don't think any of them are really credited for songwriting, but at least producers. I don't care. I mean, it's good, solid pop music. I really like it. It doesn't make it bad. This is like you jumping on my case about complaining how there's too many producers or too many songwriters on a Beyonce record or Britney Spears record or whatever. Is it the same idea?
Well, those are pop artists. This is not a pop band. It's not a pop band in that sense.
But it was a pop band after Josh left the band because Josh just only wanted to make one-dimensional.
Because Haley Williams cannot write an album to save her life. Yes, I agree.
And that's fine.
Sure.
Which I don't really agree with because
if we're putting
Pedals
in
for
this,
Armor is a really good record.
I fucking hate that so much. I haven't looked it up. I haven't looked it up how many fucking writers were on there, but there's probably 1 million.
No, Haley wrote everything on Pedals for Armor and her, what's the second record? I can't remember right now. But both records, at least on Pedals for Armor, she wrote all the music. And then on the second one, she wrote everything and played everything on that record.
Just like as a real quick, like aside, there was I was in a recent situation where somebody was like, I don't know, we're making fun of like my taste in music, like the Limp Bizkit stuff and whatever. I think it was actually the other night about the bar, and then somebody brought up they like 90s boy bands, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I love 90s boy bands. Like, who do you like? And then I literally just named off like fucking 10 things, and everybody was just like jaws dropping. Like, I cannot believe you know that many boy bands. I'm like, fuck yeah, they're all good, dude. I even went so far. I was like, deep cuts. You know, deep cuts. Like, you want to do like remember five, Baby When the Lights Go Out.
I do remember Five.
Five.
Oh, that's a great song. That's a banger right there.
Dude, Baby When the Lights Go Out.
Baby When the Lights Go Out.
It's a banger of a
Dude,
song, of course.
I love that song.
And Stylized 5, S Club 7.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Don't stop, never give up, hold it out and reach the top.
They weren't really a boy band, but they pretty much were. But it was BB Mac. Do you remember that?
BB Mac, I do remember BB Mac. I don't remember anything by BB Mac, but I do remember BB
good.
Mac.
They were good. They were like the alt version of boy bands because they both played an acoustic guitar, but it was boy band music with an acoustic guitar.
Hell yeah!
See, that's
what I'm saying. Like I'm not opposed to this pop centric stuff. I love it. I mean, dude, BSB and NSYNC, like, come on, never gonna get over it. And it's objectively great music, fantastic music. I don't give a fuck who you are, fantastic music.
You don't care how many songwriters are on it.
I don't care.
Unless it's Haley Williams.
Oh God, I don't even know how many songwriters were on that first BSB album. I don't even want to know. Or even Millennium, I don't even know.
We only did Millennium, I think, right, on the podcast.
I don't remember doing any BSB.
We did Millennium on our 100th episode.
Oh,
on our 100th episode. Do you remember we did that? And we did it with Ryan. It's a lost episode now. It's not posted anymore.
It's got to be bootleg as shit then.
Oh, and you know what? I remember when we recorded that episode, it was right when you moved out to Arizona. Maybe like a month after you moved out there. Yeah, it was like a month after you moved out there. We did that record, and Ryan and I were recording in the kitchen here at the castle, and you were recording on your computer microphone. You weren't recording on the actual mic for like the first half of the episode until we realized it. I ended up keeping the entire thing and posted it. But yeah, it ended up being quality wise, it wasn't the best. But
you know what? I'm
whatever.
I don't think we didn't go into albums as deep as we do now then, but I would bet money that not one person in the Backstreet Boys any hand in writing any of the songs on Millennium, even after doing that's her fourth album, third album.
I think it's a third. I think it was a third.
Even after doing album after album, I would bet money that not one of them had a hand in writing any of those songs. Yeah. But. So you don't like? Let's see. What did we just do? Misery Business, was that the one we just finished up?
Yeah. Well, we didn't really touch upon the lyrics, but we did. No, actually, we did. I take it back. About her love for Josh and how he was seeing another girl and how jealous she was of that, and yeah. That's what we got. Okay, so I'm on Millennium. Oh fuck, dude. Millennium, and yeah, you're right. They have very little to do with the songwriting.
But they did have something to do with the songwriting.
What?
Because I said I don't think they have anything to do with the five guys: Brian, Nick, fucking Howie, and all of them. AJ,
and Brian.
There's two Brians.
So. You did say Brian. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know what you said.
Nick Carter, there's Howie. Go ahead. Whatever.
Howie Mandel. So they had. It pretty much looks like the only person in the group who ever had any sort of songwriting credit was Brian Luttrell on like 4 songs. It looks like he had songwriting credits.
Okay.
Kevin had songwriting credit on 1 song, and everything else were outside songwriters. So there's that. Like Larger Than Life was Max Martin, Christian London, and then Brian Luttrell. Those are the songwriters for that one.
Oh damn! So Brian's still making a good living off of that song. Good for him. Yeah. Hell yeah!
I Want It That Way. Nobody from the group have songwriting credits on that one. Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. Nobody from the group has anything from that. It is a great song. The one, Luttrell has a songwriting credit on that, but. Other than that, yeah.
When you said "Show me the meaning of being lonely," I clenched my fist and then brought it to my heart, like I'm pining.
Show me the meaning of being lonely. That's a great song. That's a great ballad right there. Fuck.
Who's the fucking? It was Nick Carter, Brian Luttrell, and then Howie, AJ. Who was the other one?
And then Kevin Richardson.
Kevin was
the tall drink of water.
He had the dark eyebrows, right?
Dark hair, yeah. The tall guy, tall drink of water right there.
Tall drink of water right there?
Mm-hmm. Come on. He was the tall guy.
Tall drink of water, okay.
Tall drink of water. You never heard that term? It's so fucking dumb.
I have not heard that. I'm going to use that often now.
Don't use it because people are gonna think of you as a fucking weirdo if you start saying.
I'm 100% gonna use that from now on. Anytime anybody says anybody is attractive, I'm gonna ask, "I'll drink a water right there."
I can't believe you've never heard that before.
I've never heard that. Because why would anybody ever say that?
Except for my dumbass, right?
What is your 1B? Do you have a 1B, or are these all just okay songs?
No. I told you I have 5 Bs.
Okay. Wow.
Clearly you don't listen.
Wow.
Clearly you don't listen.
Wow.
My 1B is That's What You Get.
Oh, that's what you get.
That was good. That was really good.
Ding, ding, almost. This is one that Josh wrote. This is a Josh song with Haley just providing the lyrics.
Yes.
I love that. I love that stupid intro. It's I don't know. It's good pop punkage.
It is. There was a couple years ago. I was out at your place and we were jamming, and I started playing this drum part, and you're like, "Oh, is that Paramore?"
Remember?
No. I was like, "No, it's Atreyu. It's fuck. What song was it?"
I fucking distinctively remember that.
You remember that?
I do, 100%, because I got so fucking excited.
It's from Suicide Notes and Butt Kisses. It's off that record. It's the second track. I can't even think of the name of it right now.
I immediately recognize this as a Paramore song.
Yeah, you thought it was Paramore. I'm like, fuck no, Paramore's fucking stupid. Why would I be playing a Paramore song? I'm playing Atreyu. Atreyu's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Just kidding. Atreyu sucks sometimes. Mostly great, but sucks sometimes.
Maybe they got this drum beat from the Atreyu album. I mean,
that could have been
many years prior.
That Atreyu came out in 03. Yeah, it came out in 03. So that makes sense. They love to copy.
This song is such a fucking banger. Phenomenal fucking chorus here. Phenomenal chorus. Mm-hmm. I love the way she sings the I drowned out all my sense with the sound of its beating. The way she says it, and drowned all my sense with the. Oh my god, dude, I die. every time.
You die
Every time.
It is a really, really catchy chorus. And this is one of the few songs where I feel like the other parts really stand out too. You kind of have that, the verses have that bouncy beat with that good, clean, it's not clean, but the palm muted guitars, they're distorted, but they're still very crisp and they just sound really good. I just love that whole thing that goes on in the verses. I think everything meshes really well during those parts, and you get some interesting and good chicka chickas.
Oh, dude!
You know, getting back into that third verse, especially some good chicka chickas right there.
So like this whole song, they lean into that rhythmic pattern, right? That in the beginning, that's essentially this song. Like I feel like they may have got that rhythmic pattern, that tin tin tin, ticka 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 tin tin tin. I feel like they may have come up with that first and then wrote a song around it, because the entire song is written around that rhythmic pattern, and I'm fucking cool with it because I love it so much. But I think the verse has a solid groove to it. Everyone's kind of grooving along, waiting for that same drop, waiting for that drop into the chorus. That is what's happening here. And the bridge, dude, the bridge itself has a nice little groove to it. Those cool upstrokes, driving bass line, minimal drums, nice beat, gang vocals before the last chorus.
I do like the gang vocals a lot. They were really lame and stupid, but they were so lame and stupid that I liked them.
This is what 17-year-olds, you or me, would have loved to have written a song. Like this is fuck.
And it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad.
Damn.
But really, the verses are what really do it for me on this one.
The verses are great.
The verses are the best part. I love the bounciness of it and those muted guitars. So I'm going to play a little bit of the song and then we'll jump into the lyrics real quick. So here it is. That's What You Got from the Paramores. That's what you get from Paramore.
The Paramores.
Off the album, right? The Paramores. So what do you have lyrically on this one?
Dude, when she drops into that chorus, though, come on.
That's what you get.
It's just so good.
Snotty.
Man, she's so fucking good. Tyler, Rebecca Anston. Did you even listen to the fucking album? Are you kidding me?
I agree. I think Hayley Williams. I love Hayley Williams. I love Hayley Williams. I think I love her singing. I think she's a great singer. I think she has some really great songs.
You think she's an idiot. That's what I think.
So stupid. I'm the one who fucking buys her solo records on vinyl, you know?
I would never. They're fucking not good at all.
Because you're so fucking dumb. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. Bought her 2 solo records. I bought After Laughter, Paramore's last record.
I know.
I bought it a few days ago, and I just got it in the mail today.
I was hoping and praying that was not the case, but yeah,
dude, After Laughter is so good, dude. You got to listen to it 5 more times.
Oh, that's what I did wrong. Yeah.
Exactly. I listened to this week, prepping for the pod. I listened to Riot 4 times this week. I listened to After Laughter 3 times this week. I really like that record. I really, really enjoy that record. I think she does pop music so well, dude. She does it so well.
That is just something we are not on the same page about, because I think she does not. I think she does it poorly. Okay. All
right. So lyrically, what do you have for That's What You Get?
I think this is superficial. This is about acknowledging the hurt you're feeling is because you let your heart decide decisions, and I think that's it.
The person ends up leaving you in the end, or leaving her in the end, and she just doesn't understand why, because she gave him everything. She gave him her whole heart. So it's very, very lovey-dovey.
It's very 17-year-old lovey-dovey.
And right? I mean, you can't criticize her. You really can't criticize her for it, and why people, liked this music so much and liked her lyrics so much, because when you're 15, 16 years old, you can relate to a lot of this shit.
But that's what differentiates good songwriters from historic songwriters, are people that can write about love at 17 and not have it be generation specific or or
Yeah.
demographic specific, but kind of like be about everybody, but also not too broad to where it's just bland and boring.
So where are you categorizing her?
I think her lyrics are bland and boring.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think they're very good. I think they're generation specific for sure. They're a generation of young people.
Yeah. But I feel like it's her lyrics that sold as many records as they sold. Because it was a lot of young people that bought these records.
But they repressed this on Fueled by Ramen for their I mean, Fueled by Ramen, good God, like they're supported by Paramore and Panic's first album.
I was gonna say, like, this must be
Jesus
like
Christ.
the best selling record from put out by Fueled by Ramen.
Yeah, but like Fueled by Ramen did this thing when the vinyl craze first started that you could buy 12 months in advance their 12 biggest albums. And then like I think the second one they put out was like Paramore's Riot. And everybody's like, what the fuck else do you have, dude? Like, why did I pre-purchase 12 months when your second one is Paramore's Riot? And so there was a lot of like outcry for that because like this is the best thing that Fueled by Ramen's ever put out. So it's just, you know, it's generation specific. It's young people stuff. It's not like a love song the way Neil Diamond can even write a fucking love song, for God's sakes. For some of these people in like the 60s and 70s could write a love song. It's fine. It's immature. It matches what's happening. I get it. I love it. But it's not great. It's not what she's saying. It's how she says it. That's how
she says it. Yeah, it's her how she. It's the emotion behind it all.
And again, when she says, "I drowned out all my sins," like, did I fucking die? I die. You can even ask Renee.
Literally,
like even Renee, like her friend was over tonight, and she was like, "What album are you guys doing tonight?" I was like, "Oh, Paramore." And Renee, you know, not as nice words. She's like, "Oh yeah, I heard you listening to that the other day." Which said a lot more mean and nasty.
I imagine. I can totally see how she said it too. No, I could totally imagine.
Because Renee's essentially she's a two-sided fucking coin. She's a gangster rap of the '90s or bad metalcore.
Well, she likes some good metalcore. Some good metalcore.
You're right. Okay.
But mostly bad.
There's only good metalcore because there's so much bad metalcore.
Oh, that's so funny. I totally understand. I totally can hear her say something really mean to you about it.
Oh, it was so snotty. It was so fucking mean and disrespectful. But dude, you should have seen me the other day. Like, I was blasting Paramore. I even like postponed like our going out. Like I was supposed to go to the neighbor's house, and I was like, I'm gonna finish this up because I'm not gonna stop this. And I was singing all the lines. I was like standing up finally. I was belting it out.
You were crying.
I had my fist like clenched, and you punch upwards when you hit those high notes, like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you punch up and your legs spread out. You punch, like a movie poster.
Yeah,
like Freddie Mercury, you know.
God. Yes. Yeah. Yes. If we want to get Congress to stop being so short-sighted, yes. Exactly.
What a deep cut that is.
Exactly.
Oh my God. If anybody can nail what you just referenced, I'll Venmo
surprised.
you
$5. I will Venmo you $5. If you know exactly what that is from, I will Venmo you $5 without looking it up. Don't be a cheater. This is the honor system. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is a deep cut.
All right. So that was your, what was that? Your 1B?
That was my 1B. Yeah.
That's what you get when you let your heart win.
All right. So what is your 1B?
We've already done all my top Bs, dude. Actually, no, my 1B is fences. You're right. Fences.
Fences. That is an okay, almost stinker.
That is also a stupid comment that you made. That's fine.
It's an okay song. Let's just say
this is what I'm talking about here. Okay, so first of all, let's the vocal melody on this is last. This is not this is a bass driven song, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bass-driven song that's supported by the guitars playing the rhythm parts and the drums having some cool parts. Because,
for sure.
Because this is when like Zach is throwing in those quick drum rolls or flams, as they are technically called for all you all you drum heads out there. And this is a song that is set up to be I don't know, to showcase the other members of the band at being really good at what they do. And they are pretty goddamn good for being a bunch of 17-year-old pop punkers. Good Lord.
Yeah.
How could you not think this is a fucking banger?
I don't know. This is like, this song is a bootleg My Chemical Romance song.
What in
a
the
bootleg My
fuck?
Chemical Romance song from Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Oh
Like
my
this
God,
is
that's even worse.
This is theater kid. This is circusy. It's bouncy. It's so of its time, dude. And maybe like throw a little bit of Panic at the Disco in there. This is very much that style, and I just like I could not get behind it. I really I thought musically there were some really cool parts, but as a song itself, I thought it was beyond cheesy. I felt like it was so derivative. It was so derivative of My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco.
There was nothing My Chemical Romance about this at all.
But what?
This was poppy. This was melodic. This was upbeat.
But it didn't even have the same kind of flair and just kind of like, you know, just I guess flair. Flair is the best term to use.
I think you 100% missed the boat. So like this is like objectively the best bass playing on the album because it's a bass driven song. Okay, whatever. The drum parts are a little bit more complex. Like I mentioned, those flams. That's really like I only know like 3 drum terms, and flams is one of them. And that's that quick succession of 1, 2. Oh, I love parry, did, dull, parry, did, dull, parry, did, dull. So like Zach's throwing out some like I don't know, what do you call it? Like drum thing? What the fuck? What do you?
He
take drum
just kind
lessons?
of like
What do you say?
He's I've never taken drum lessons. What
do you
the fuck
say?
do I know?
What do you say?
He's just doing that kind of drum roll on the snare, just kind of that circusy kind of.
But it's not a drum roll. That's what I'm saying. Like you're missing it.
It's like a shuffle. It's like a shuffle.
You're missing how technical it is. Here we go. This is your favorite right here. You ready for this? You're missing the forest through the trees. That's what's happening right now.
What's your other favorite thing to say? You're hearing, but you're not listening. That's another thing you like to say.
That's what you've been doing since day one. You hear. I put my finger in my ear. You hear, but you don't listen. And the other part's the guitar work, man. Come on, you have 2 guitars. You have an acoustic guitar that's strumming in the background, that's subtle, that's not nuanced at all. That is just strumming chords.
It's filler, yeah.
And you think, okay, that's whatever. But then you get that like electric guitar that's ringing out those chords. It's very like surf rock. That's very wet sounding. It's very, I don't know. There's a lot of reverb on it, and it's just strumming it out like it's some 50s rock and roll album. God damn, that is good. That's good songwriting. Musically, that is fucking great songwriting.
I really didn't think the guitars were there.
Because they were there to supplement. Only supplement.
They were I know I understand what you mean, but there was nothing even there to really put the song on a pedestal. Like you can have like subtle guitars and things there as a not a crutch, but as a it's just supplemental. But it doesn't even it didn't added nothing to it because there was like that drum shuffle that Zach was doing, which is cool, you know, but when you throw in that kind of bouncy, circusy theater kid, you know, bass playing, it just
what part of that is fucking theater kid? What the bass? If you took the bass line track out on its own, there is nothing theater kid about that.
I think it's just because the song reminds me of My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco.
That's silly boy talk. The song maybe itself
when it's so derivative of it. It's not silly.
No.
It is. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy boy talk.
I think that's silly boy talk. I think that's silly. I think to think that first of all, that bass line itself is derivative of something.
It's okay. It really is a good bass line. But when you throw it in with everything else, it makes for that kind of song. Like you could have a fucking amazing killer bass line, but if everybody else is playing something that is just so generic of a certain genre, your bass playing isn't always going to stand out. It really isn't, especially when also, okay, so in the context of this entire record, Zach's drums are very loud in the mix. I think one because he does hit so fucking hard, and they had like no way of like properly mixing the record because of that. Like there's no real nuance with his playing, like how hard he hits. I think he was young and just wanted to be he was just so stoked. I feel like he was so stoked to be in the band, so stoked to record a record that he just played to the fullest, and he just didn't care about nuance and didn't care about, the ups and downs of a song, this and that. He just fucking hit hard. And this is an example of that. Because it's just that shuffling part. That shuffling part should have been very kind of in the back. It should have just kind of carried the song. It should have never been forefront. But that drum shuffle was in the forefront, and it was too much. And I feel like they weren't able to mix it properly because of his performance.
They didn't want to mix it properly. This is a song that is supposed to be a rhythm section. This is a Sly and Robbie type song. Dude, the fucking producer of this album worked with the Heptones, worked with guys that are like deeply rooted in reggae music. There's a lot of stuff in this song, specifically. This is a Sly and Robbie. This is a rhythm section song. Yeah, it's a little cheesy. It's a little whatever. But what do you expect from a bunch of fucking 17-year-olds that are just trying to drink a bunch of alcohol and put out a song that's mediocre, and it comes out fucking great. And his shuffle is more complex than just a shuffle. I can do a fucking shuffle on the drums. This is not just something I can do. He is having those flams, those quick 1-2s. The flams are like the key to the part that Dave Grohl does in the intro to Smells Like Teen Spirit, which is one of the greatest drum intros of all time, ever.
No, it is.
Flams are key to that, and this is kind of what he's doing here. Not in the same category there, but that's what he's doing. He's doing like techniques, actual drum techniques that from somebody that maybe took lessons or that knows theory or somebody that's just better than is what is perceived to be. And this is buried. This is second to last song.
It is, yeah. Am I wrong in saying that it's a shuffle? It is a shuffle, right?
I think that is a shuffle. Yes, just like the little bass, the bass drum, basically a drum roll, but a little bit more proper, right?
Yeah, a little bit scratchier. It's not.
If we have any big drum heads out there, I mean, what I think is a drum shuffle, probably similar, is just you hitting that bass drum to keep the rhythm, and then the snare is you're hitting kind of just to add nuance, really.
Yeah, and then you also have the hi-hat. You're also hitting the hi-hat on the opposite note of the bass drum.
But I think the real point of the shuffle is to bridge something. You're bridging two things together. You're shuffling to get from point A to point B and just filling space. But a good shuffle fills space in a way that, like this, adds a little nuance to the song. And those guitars, man, I fucking love those guitars, dude. I love them. I don't care.
I really don't get the guitars. I understand the bass and the drums. The guitars, I have a hard time with that one.
You have a super, super soft acoustic guitar that's just driving that melody forward. He's just playing the chords. Like Red Jumps in Apparatus. You drive me crazy. And the electric guitar's coming in with that really wet, verbed up, fucking 60s Dick Dale. Just brown, like in a Quentin Tarantino movie, brown, ringing those chords out. Love that. Amazing.
You almost sound like Chris D'Elia in 10-Minute Podcast.
Oh, dude, I don't even talk about the bass slides. Come on. There's some fantastic bass slides in this song. All
right, let's play a little bit of Fences, and then we'll jump into the lyrics real quick. So here it is from Paramore. There you go, Fences from the Paramours.
By the Garth Brookses.
By the Garth Brooks. Wait, Garth Brooks, what?
No Fences. Come on.
Is that really a Garth Brooks song?
Come on.
I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of Garth Brooks songs, but I don't remember the song.
That's like his fucking biggest album.
How does it go? How do I know?
The fucking Thunder Rolls? You never heard Thunder Rolls? Friends
honestly,
in Low Places? Wild Horses?
Of course
like,
I've heard
joking my ass?
Okay, I've obviously the last two songs I recognize by the title.
You know Thunder Rolls.
once again, I'm sure I know probably 30 or 40 of his songs.
Ugh,
I just don't know the titles of said songs.
you're the worst.
How am I the worst? I know these
Because
songs.
you don't
That's all
listen to a lot of Garth Brooks. That's why you're the worst.
Dude, you don't say that.
Whoa.
Well, I don't know about that, dude. I listened to so much Garth Brooks as a kid. It's fucking stupid. My mom used to listen to a shit ton of Garth Brooks. No, she really did. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I listened to a shit ton of Garth
fucking
Brooks.
fully believe that.
It's ridiculous. Oh, God, I hate it.
Friend of Little Places is good. And so is Thunder Rolls.
It's just so stupid. It's such stupid pop country music.
Come on around the
Places where the
good.
whiskey rise. That's so. Oh God. But I know. God damn it. Why have we never done Garth Brooks?
Because it's terrible. I don't even know how many fucking albums he has, but it's probably more than like 10, and I don't want to listen to more than 10.
Oh, he probably has like 40 records. Oh, dude, we got to look it up. Hold on. Let's see Garth Brooks.
Oh God.
And it's not, and you know, none of his records are streaming because he has that contract with Walmart for like the last 30
God,
years.
dude's made so much fucking money on that right up front.
But the dude still sells out arenas. And then didn't he? Oh, he performed at Joe Biden's inauguration. Remember that?
He did.
He played the not Star Spangled Banner. What did he fucking perform? I don't remember what the fuck he performed, but he played at his inauguration. Dude, I haven't heard Garth Brooks in forever.
Garth Brooks is more of an institution than Bruce Springsteen, but is not talked about enough.
That's very true. Very, very true.
Bruce Springsteen is trash.
I agree. I
don't even care. I don't even fucking care anymore. Just trash music.
I agree. There's nothing. I've never heard a good Bruce Springsteen song ever.
I'm so over this boring fucking soft rock shit that Bruce Springsteen throws out. I like him as a person. I think he's fucking dope. I think the whole thing that he did where he was like on his motorcycle and pulled over to take a shot with a bunch of fans that were holding out like a bottle of tequila.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
But his music sucks.
That's really cool. So Garth Brooks has 15 records. That doesn't include his what was it? The Chris Gaines. That does not include the Chris Gaines record. So
Still
15
not as much
country
as I
records.
thought. Not as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I know, right? And he put out his first record in 1989. I thought he maybe put out his first record in like 82, 83. But it was 1989.
Damn. So he can't be that old then. He's got to be in his like early 60s, mid 60s.
Garth is such a dumb name too. Garth is 60 years old.
Is that his real name, Garth?
No, he was. Oh, dude, he was born Troyal Garth Brooks. So his first name is spelled Troyal. Troyal, yeah.
What the hell is a Troyal?
Troyal Garth Brooks.
That's even worse than Garth.
I know. That's
Troyal?
why you went with. I've never heard that name before. Yeah, Troyal. Troyal.
I'm now and forever going to call him Troyal Brooks.
Troyal Brooks.
Troyal Brooks. How old did you say you was? How
60 years old. 60
That's
years
it?
Old. Yeah, right?
He barely turned 60?
He's been around. I mean, I think it's because we've just always known him growing up. You know, our parents, or your mom at least, I'm sure, and my mom definitely, just always listened to Garth. Troyal. They always listened to Troyal.
Yeah.
So I just think we've always thought he's always been there.
Wow.
But he was at the very he started his career after we were born. Isn't that weird to think?
I would love to do like a country music thing episode because I do think Troyal Brooks, and my limited knowledge of country music in general, I do think Troyal Brooks was the official last nail in the coffin to good country music.
I would 100% agree. Him or Alan Jackson.
Whoa. Chattahoochee.
Alan Jackson.
I sang Chattahoochee on Saturday.
Yeah, Chattahoochee is terrible. That's a terrible song. Chattahoochee is terrible.
Dude, I love Chattahoochee.
Anyway, dude, we've gone really off the rails here.
Yeah,
we got to get back to
what are you
Paramore.
talking about? Come
Back to Paramore. Well, you and I will talk about Garth or Troil. Dude, that's a hard one. Troil Brooks
so
after this episode. Yeah, it's very stupid. So Paramore.
Your name is dumb. My name is dumb.
Idiot. So what do you have lyrically on Fences? On this Paramore song, Fences.
I gotta scroll down. Fences. It's kind of a lonely song. It was written about being on the road in the early days and just being lonely, feeling lonely.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right. It's about so what I got from this one. It's about putting on a positive face for the media. She doesn't want to be too vulnerable. She wants to just kind of be a strong role model to other people. But then the last song on the record is like a complete contradiction to that. But I don't know if we're gonna get into that or not. But anyway, Fences. Let's move on. So what do we have? That was your 2B, correct?
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, if we're gonna reel it in, we might as well just get into the last single, "Crush, Crush, Crush."
Okay, let's do
If
that.
anything, then we should just cover the singles, the biggest songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, we've covered at least half this record.
Yeah.
So where does Crush, 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 Crush,
go ahead.
Crush, Crush fit? Or where's that for you? Banger
Yeah,
wise?
one more time. Oh,
Well, I just said it, but that's fine.
"Crush, Crush, Crush." That's my 5B.
That's my 4B. There we go.
Fucking
Second
banger, right?
single. Yeah, it's a
banger.
banger. Second
Dude,
single from the
fucking
record.
pre-chorus here, banger. The transition into the "Crush, Crush, Crush" part that has that lead part, love it. The whispering of "Crush, Crush, Crush," love it. The 2, 3, 4, love it. God damn, do I love this fucking song.
Yeah, one of my. So some of the biggest things for me on this song was the 2, 3, 4 in the chorus, where they all kind of yell it together as like this gang vocal thing. That was really cool.
So
I also
childish.
think the big heavy guitar chords in the chorus were they sounded so good. It was very kind of cheap and cheesy, but it in the end it fit the song so well, so fucking well.
Because they're chuggy. They're not like they're not like hitting those like really fast like quarter notes. You're just like
They're letting them ring out. Yeah, they're kind of letting them ring out at moments too. It's a really there's some really good riffs in this song.
I love the
Easy
way it
riff,
starts
but
off.
good.
Like when she says, "I got a lot to say to you. I got a lot to say." He's like, "Okay, all right, I'm listening. Bobbing my head up and down. I'm listening. What you got?" Love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
I
it.
also hear a lot of like a lot of 80s synth kind of sounds with the guitar, but then they kind of bleed into like this modern pop country as well. But the pop country never really overtakes it, so it's okay. It's like listening to earlier Taylor Swift. Like you can get over that kind of cheesy pop country, and this song is one of those examples where you can get over it. But there's a lot of 80s synth going on in this song as well. Until you hit that chorus, because that chorus is big. I wouldn't say heavy. It's just big and loud.
It's
good.
definitely big and loud. It leads
Yeah.
up to it nicely. Yeah.
And the vocals in the chorus too are very, very catchy. I really like her vocals in the chorus. It's good stuff.
I love how it's stylized. I like the "Crush, Crush, Crush" is being one word. All the C's are lowercase. I love everything about this song. I think it's fucking fantastic.
You like that it's all mashed together as one word?
Yeah, that's so fucking mid 2000s.
cool.
That's so like emo shit. That's so make damn sure. It's so good.
Yeah, that's true. It is very make damn
Right?
sure. Once again, copying from another band that's better than them.
Why do you say things that are just annoying?
It's true though.
That
Come
was
on.
like right at the fucking same time though. That was like, to be fair,
you
that
can
was
honestly.
damn close.
Would you say that this is a better record than Louder Now?
Yes,
Oh, you're fucking dumb. That's
I would.
stupid.
I
That
would.
is so ridiculous. That is.
I would.
Ugh. God. All right, so
I mean,
here's
Louder Now has my
what?
favorite Take Back Sunday song on it, but like this
Which
is
is
a better
what?
record. Yes, Liar.
Oh, what? That is your favorite Take It Back Sunday
Oh,
song?
dude, Liar is just. Oh my god, Liar's so good.
Wow. I mean, my favorite song is off of that album as well, but it's not Liar. Liar's like one of the worst songs on the record.
No way.
Liar's a great song, but it's one of the worst songs.
Maybe you're thinking
off
of a
the
different
record.
song. You're probably thinking of like some other song, but Liars is the best song on that album.
I mean, Louder Now is a perfect album.
What?
It is a perfect album.
Okay, that's a silly boy
I
talk.
fucking love that album.
Okay, I see where this
But
is
Liar
going.
is like one of the worst songs.
I see.
But I still love it. Still a banger.
It's that beginning part, dude. It's just it's soft. Everyone's kind of like sneaking in a
With
little bit.
the drum
part,
the
the drum part's getting in there quietly, and then when it
it's
finally
like Blind
drops
from
in,
Korn.
it's
Yeah.
still kind of quiet. You know, you're right. It is very like Blind from Korn. It is very of that new metal realm. And even like when Adam starts, it's very quiet. Everybody's sneaking in, and then when it finally drops, the drums like brr, 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 liar. That's how he sings it, but that's you get the point.
That's not how he's.
That's not how he sings it at all in any way.
Liar.
Yeah, that was closer.
Yeah, more really bad email.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I do love that song though. I really like that song. Anyway, back to dude. We are really just not focused at this point.
Yeah, let's finish it up, hone it in, and then rate, review, subscribe, and I guess we'll call it.
So, do you want to play this
Off
song,
the
or do you just want to
rails,
wrap it
dude.
up?
We can wrap it up. That's fine. Damn, that's a short
Okay.
episode, huh?
No, we're like an hour 20, 25 right now.
What was the short part?
This
then?
is average.
That
This
might
is
have a
average.
timestamp here. It looks pretty short. Was it the vinyl talk
We-
that was short?
No. We started this this final Paramore part at 125, and we're at 245 right now.
So the first
So
two
we're
parts,
an
the
hour, 20
rankings
minutes.
and everything else was an hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes.
Something, or like an hour 25, I think. Maybe an hour
Okay.
20.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's wrap it up. Let's give our final thoughts on this record, Riot, and we will rate it according to our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So, what do you got on this one, Jeff? Go.
This is a time piece, a period piece. This is something that if it came out today, it wouldn't hit the way it did back then, and that's not with all albums. Some albums, if they come out 50 years after they drop, they can still be just as great. This is something that really sits in the mid 2000s, and that's kind of where it belongs. There's a lot of things here that people just don't do anymore because it's not that great. But the fact that these guys did it, they did it so young, and they did it in an era where even like Taking Back Sunday, we just mentioned Taking Back Sunday too. It's like, my God, dude, the history with Taking Back Sunday and how many bands were formed from Taking Back Sunday, right? We're talking like all the way back to like the Rookie Lot, the Movie Life, I Am the Avalanche, Brand New, Taking Back Sunday. We're 5, 6, 7 bands that were formed just by the core group of guys in this band. Even Bayside, all male fronted,
The main, right?
all male
Another one, too.
fronted, and God, dude, like you have to give some credit to the fact that this band comes out with a female front over here, and they're jumping into Warped Tour. In the mid 2000s Warped Tour, that was the beginning of the end of Warped Tour for sure. Like late 90s Warped Tour, creme de la creme,
Perfect.
best of it. Mid 2000s Warped Tour was the end of the end, the beginning of the end, the end of the end. The end of the end will be the end. The beginning of the end. And so this band is coming out in an era where it's just like music is just so fucking male fronted, and it's just, there's no way they should have survived. And they did. They survived not just because the lead singer was a female and she was hot and she had colorful hair, but because the songwriting was solid, because they were doing pop punk stuff that was just as good as their contemporaries, that was sometimes better than their contemporaries, but they were incorporating other elements of music, other genres of music, and they were young. They had a good future ahead of them, and they could adapt. They could be better.
Mm-hmm.
From their first album to their second album was better. Even in your rankings, you thought the first album to the second album, that was better. Second to the third, that was better. So this is a band that is getting better. not just at like playing their music, but at songwriting, at being a band, at putting on shows. I mean, dude, they were fucking selling out. They were selling out like 10,000, or I think they sold out like Wembley at some point. Like, how the fuck? Paramore.
Yeah, that's
like, what
that's
in the shit?
insane.
That's insane. That's crazy. There is something to this band. And I think it started with the shtick of a female-fronted pop-punk band. But I think it ended with, as much as I don't like to say it now, but I think it ended with Hayley Williams coming into her songwriting prowess, becoming a phenomenal songwriter, becoming kind of one of the best pop rock songwriters like of our generation. And I don't like her new music. I don't think it's great, but I can respect it. And there are things there that I think, wow, you have grown as a musician, you have grown as a person. And then her extracurriculars, how she can go back and say, yes, this song Misery Business I wrote when I was X years old. I don't feel the same way now. Therefore, I don't feel comfortable playing it. Therefore, I'm not going to play it live because it's my fucking song. And that's what I want to do. And I respect that. Love it.
I will say, though, she did play the song with Billie Eilish like a year ago. You've seen that performance, right?
Yes. That was after a long hiatus, though, of playing that song.
Yeah, it was.
Okay?
Yeah, it was. But that was pretty neat, though, right? Like watching.
But you play it with Billie Eilish, too. Like, Billie Eilish.
That was pretty rad.
Like, I mean, we kind of like this love-hate with Billie Eilish, too. It's just, I mean, she's done some great stuff, but she's also kind of annoying and plain old people, but damn.
She's put out some bad shit, too. That first record was really good.
Billie Eilish is much like Hayley Williams. She's great, but she needs that supporting cast. They're kind of like the Will Ferrell of the pop realm, right? Like they're great, but you need a supporting cast. You need a supporting cast.
Reel it back here. we haven't had as many years with Billie as we have with Hayley.
Billie.
So let's just kind of, calm down a little bit here. But
you still need to get her album, her first album, the Where Do We Go When We Fall Asleep on the vinyls, because it sounds unreal.
Wait, which album?
It sounds so good. Where Do We Go When We Fall Asleep? That first album that she had, where she's like on the bed.
Is that an EP?
No, the EP is the first thing she did. The one that's all black. Yeah, Billie Eilish.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Hayley Williams. I was so confused.
No, Billie Eilish. I'm telling you, we started collecting that. Her first album sounds fucking phenomenal on the vinyls.
Wait, what's her first record? Her first record is the one with Bad Guy on it, right?
Yeah.
That's the one I have.
Where did you get that from?
I got it from... Where the fuck did I get it?
It had to be me like pressuring you to get it because it sounds great.
No, I did get it from you because you got it from some crazy person who sold you like 5 records for like $20. So I got it for I think I got it for like $6 or $7 from you. Yeah, I have that Billie Eilish record. Yeah, totally.
Oh, it sounds so good. It's such a killer record.
It is totally.
Music-wise, production-wise, god damn, that's a damn near perfect record.
Yeah, it blows her second record out of the water. Like
for sure.
There's no comparison. Yeah, I have that record.
I don't know, man.
And I did get it from you.
Riot holds a special place in my heart because it was the first time that I really got into Paramore. It was at a time that was very nostalgic because pop punk is at its highest, but I think it's better than some of the other stuff that has come out. Like Newfound Glory. I love Newfound Glory. I really do. I love stuff they put out now. I love even after, in spite of all the Steve Klein stuff. I love their covers. Yeah. Like Newfound Glory's done a lot of good stuff, but they've done more mediocre stuff than good stuff. Whereas this album is I don't know, man. I had 7 bangers, 4 okay songs.
It's a lot. It's a lot of, and no stinkers.
No, that's silly. I would give it a 2.5. I'd give it a solid 2.5. I don't know if I could go higher than that, but I don't know if I feel comfortable going lower than that. I had this on the vinyls. Okay. I listened to it through and through. I enjoy it. I have a good time with it. I think everybody is doing something fun. I think they're having a good time doing it. I think they're meshing together as friends, as bandmates. And I think this is just something special. This is something special that honestly you can't compare it to anything else of this time because there was nothing else like this at this time.
Yeah.
Besides, like, remember Damone, that other band? Remember Damone? We saw
Damone.
Several
Damone
times.
was like they weren't like this though. They were more like traditional punk music than anything else.
They were definitely harder, but like you're not. It's just this was a time when you're just not going to make it if you're a band that has like a female lead.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
If you're not like
Distillers
Exene,
Distillers made it
Rowdy.
big. Yeah, Distillers made it big though.
You literally can like before the year 2005, you could probably like with on one hand name the biggest bands that have a female lead on it. Like that's the point.
No, okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair.
And that's what made the Bomb Pop so special. Is again like you're getting
That
into
record's
something.
So good.
You're listening to them because of this, but you keep listening because of that, and that's how I feel about this album.
Dude, comparing the last Bomb Pops record, Death in Venice Beach, with this, I mean, that Bomb Pops record is, by far a superior record. Like, that is just, that Bomb Pops record is perfect.
The point is you're listening, you're getting into the Bomb Pops, and the reason why I got into the Bomb Pops is because John Gentili from Punk News, no, that's not why at all. It was because John Gentili kept talking about the Bomb Pops over and over and over. And the reason why I did it is because he said they were a female-fronted band. I was like, okay, well, that sounds interesting. I will listen. I got into it because of this, but I kept listening because of that. That being the phenomenal fucking music.
Okay.
That's
right,
Paramore.
yeah.
Paramore, people are listening because of this, but continue listening because of that.
Okay,
And that's already a hurdle that other bands just don't have to overcome. Just straight up.
Okay, yeah, you're right. In some aspects, you're right.
The plethora of pop punk bands that I like from the 90s and 2000s that people have Boys Night Out, people that have just never heard of these bands because they had one album that's good or two songs, Carousel Kings, all these fucking bands that made a decent living. Like even Phoenix TX, for God's sakes. Like these bands they're not like great. They just had like a couple songs that were great from an album that was iconic, but they made a living because they were in the scene.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What can be said of like female fronted bands in that scene? How many shows have we been to where like we've seen female fronted bands play show after show, year after year?
It doesn't happen often, no.
And that's what makes this album better than most. Not just because of this, but because of that. Because of the replayability, baby. Because the choruses are catchy. Because the lyrics are accessible. Because the musicianship is there. Listen for this, but you stay for that. I like that. I'm gonna stay with that. I had two good ones tonight.
So what?
I had two good ones tonight. The other one that was a good one too. That saying. What is it saying?
Oh, you said you said don't put words in my mouth because they taste bad.
I don't like the taste. That's what I was.
I don't like because I don't like the taste.
I had two good ones tonight.
that was a really good one though. That was a solid one.
I'm on one tonight.
All right, so Paramore and this record Riot, this is not really my cup of tea. I do like my fair share of pop punk, but kind of going back to everything I've already said, it's kind of run of the mill, kind of mediocre pop punk. I think Haley is the best part of this band by far, like really by far. I think she has an amazing voice. I think what she's written outside of the band has been superior to the band outside of After Laughter, because After Laughter is a solid fucking record. Riot's good. Don't get me wrong. Riot is good, but she was 17, and I understand like 17, young people can write great music because we all love bands like, I don't know, Blink and Green Day and all these fucking bands. But what she's done later in life has been way better. And I think this is, like you said, this is very of its time, which is cool, but it's still mediocre at best. And really, we're not going to prance through this whole thing again. So
we could,
but I'm definitely not going to do that.
Okay.
So with that, I'm going to rate this a 1.8 out of 3 for me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't care to ever go back to this. I really don't. I'm not going to buy it on vinyl. It's good for the time period. It's significant in the context of music,
really
and
disgust me.
And the influence it has on some groups and artists. But honestly, I still even after our discussion and everything like that, I still think it's very derivative of of pop punk, emo, and all that kind of stuff. Haley did so much better after this. I really think it was. I think Josh was the thing that held her back. I really think he was. I'm going to stand by that, and I really don't care. I really don't care.
I mean, there's a reason why it sold millions of copies, but that's fine.
That's fine. So is a lot of bullshit albums. Look at Thriller. Thriller's not a great album, but it's it's the best selling record of all time. So that's a bad argument.
Thriller's good. I like Thriller.
But it's not that good.
Thriller's good.
But it's not it doesn't deserve.
Well, it's been around longer.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's up there. Oh.
That's a bad way to
It's just been around longer.
Okay. Yeah, it has been around longer, that's for sure. But all right, so do we have anything else on Paramore or this record, Riot?
That's it. That's all.
All right, well, thank you all for listening. Go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify especially, give us 5 stars and 5 stars only. And you know what? That's it. That's all.
Michael Jackson. I got a lot to say to you. Male-fronted pop punk music, and Paramore is coming out. I know, but at least we're getting some diversity into our scene.
But it's only because it's a girl singer.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make for good music.
I didn't say it was good music. When did I say it was good music? When did I say that? Never said that. Putting words in my mouth. I don't like the taste. At least we're getting some diversity. So
no, I'm being dead serious. Riot is my number 4.
You are so stupid.
Our album of the week is my number 4. Yeah.
How is that possible?
I mean, it's possible because it's number 4.
God, dude, if you pick fucking Paramore, their self-titled, just because Lon Rubin fucking plays drums on it,
I have no idea what you
lose my
just
shit.
said.
I'm gonna fucking lose it.
What did you just say?
Oh,
I don't even know what you said.
Your fucking mouth is spitting words that are so stupid, so beyond dumb that I can't even fucking think straight. Are you fucking kidding me? The 4th.
No, I'm not.
This is their second worst album, kidding. Riot. You're an idiot. That's stupid.
Yes,
that's dumb.
Yeah,
You're being dumb right now. Yeah, no, you're being dumb. No, it's a fact. The fact that you liked After Laughter more than this, but then, when Neil Young fucking does New Wave, I hate it so much, but for some reason when fucking Paramore does it, it's actually good. Like, what are you talking? Shut the fuck up. What are you even talking about?
That Neil Young trans
And I'm afraid, I'm terrified. I am terrified that Paramore's Paramore is your number 1 because you're going to be like, oh my God, the drums are so good. Fucking, Elon is such a great drum. Like, dude, shut the fuck. What are you even talking about? I love Riot. That is my favorite album. I fucking love it to death. But Still Into You is their best song. Decaf.
Yikes. So
if I had a beer, that would have been a perfect time to open the beer. I'm like, crack a beer open after I said that.
That would have been good. Yeah, but you blew it. You blew it. It's because your favorite record is Riot of all time. So, my number 3 is Brand New Eyes.
You are the fucking worst person on the face of this earth. Like, you're fucking the worst. You are literally the worst person that has ever graced this earth.
Literally.
I can name 50 million other people that are better than you because you're the worst. I cannot fucking believe. I know it. I know Paramore's your favorite because you're gonna fucking gush over. A lot of drumming is so fucking. Dude, shut up. What are you?
You're putting words in my mouth, and I don't like the taste.
That was good when I said that.
That was really good.
That was pretty good, right?
That was solid. That was a really, really solid.
That was some movie shit, huh?
I thought you got it from somewhere. I
swear to God, I just made it up. That may be like the coolest thing I've ever said.
No answer.
What do you want me to say? I've said it all. I'm just going to be repeating myself at this point. I mean, since what 2003, I've said it since the beginning. I've met you. You're dumb. You're dumb. That's it. You're dumb. You are dumb.
You are dumb.
Tid. T-I-D. Tyler is dumb. Tid. It's just the 4, baby. I mean, there's a lot more than just 4, but...
I'm wrong. I stand corrected.
Oh, you can sit down. That's not a big deal. My introduction to Paramore was their first album. I mean...
Does that song sit with you anywhere?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it sits with me somewhere. It's a fucking okay song.
It's an okay. Do you have any stinkers, though?
No, that's stupid.
No. Okay.
You're dumb.
Well,
I hate you.
I do, and that is a
Die.
stinker. So let's jump into.
What was the other one you hated? Hallelujah.
Oh, that was so subtle. Yeah. Hallelujah. That's
Hallelujah.
an almost stinker for me. Garth is such a dumb name too. Garth is 60
Garth.
years old.
Is that a real name, Garth?
No, he was. Oh, dude, he was born Troyal Garth Brooks. So his first name is spelled Troyal.
Troyal?
Troyal. Yeah.
What the hell is a Troyal?
Troyal Garth Brooks.
That's even worse than Garth.
I know. That's probably
Troyal?
why you went with. I've never heard that name before. Yeah, Troyal. Troyal.
I'm now and forever going to call him Troyal Brooks.
Troyal Brooks.
Troyal Brooks. How old did you say you was? How old
60
was he?
years old. 60
That's
years
it?
old. Yeah, right?
He barely
I feel
turned
like
60?